All right, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic show out there. We've had some amazing conversations going on with the picks of the week that we just had, and hopefully you're having some amazing conversations with those suppliers as well. Get out there and see those products like the ones I've got behind me that they have for the outdoors. Now, this next speaker is amazing. I'm going to read a little bit of a bio here. She's going to be giving us some outside of the industry knowledge on being outside and some trends on being outside. So Kelly Davis is with the Outdoor Industry Association. And what that is it's a membership driven trade organization located in Boulder, Colorado that drives recreation and trade policy, sustainable business innovation, and increasing outdoor participation. And like I said, she is from outside of the industry. So this is all stuff that she has gathered, and she will tell you she is the math person over at the association. So she's got all the stats for us to be able to apply some real world analytics into our product features for our customers. A little bit on Kelly. She is the association's director of research. She joined last summer and brought 25 years of experience in market research with her. Her focus is on helping outdoor industry stakeholders understand their markets and target participation more effectively. And like I said, she's going to be talking to us today about some outdoor trends she sees for 2022 and the future. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Brandon. And just to be clear, yes, I am everybody's homework geek in outdoor. If you need your homework done in outdoor, I'm the one to call.
That is awesome. I hope that bio wasn't too scary. I know you were freaking out at the beginning when I was reading it, but I think it's all there.
You missed the really fun parts of my bio. I did used to work in intelligence.
Okay,
we'll leave that alone for now.
we're gonna have to circle back to that one. But I am gonna go ahead and drop off the screen, you guys. She is going to be speaking to us on giving us a bunch of information. So if you have any questions and you are watching on either any of our social media platforms, so that's Promo Corner's Facebook page, PromoShow's Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. If you have any questions, put them into the comment section. I'll curate them over onto the side, and when she's done speaking, we'll come and see if she can't answer them a few for us. So Kelly, I'm going to drop off here. The stage is yours.
Right on. Thank you, Brandon. Well, first I want to talk about what the outdoor industry is. And the outdoor industry, in our view, and I'll just summarize it this way first. If you go out and do something that is likely to make you wetter and dirtier than you were, forgive the sophomoric pun in there, then you probably did something outdoors. We cover about 53 different categories of outdoor activity, everything from ice climbing to adventure racing to walking outside, and probably playing with dogs too. Sorry about that. The outdoor industry is huge. It's about 165 million Americans. That's about 53% of Americans, and that's Americans over the age of 6. We produced about 689 billion in economic output last year. That's in 2020, actually, which makes us about 1.8% of the total GDP of the United States. We spent the COVID thinking, okay, well, COVID is a terrible thing, but during COVID, outdoor gained 10.1 million participants, and I just got the participation data for 2021. And I was looking at that and I was thinking, okay, 2020 was kind of a big year for outdoor. Was it simply because people didn't have any other options? Were they just getting sent outdoors because you couldn't go out to restaurants, you couldn't go to theaters, you couldn't do the things that you would normally do prior to the pandemic? And, I was sort of holding on to that. And when I got the data, the first categories I looked at are most accessible. That's walking for fitness, hiking, biking, camping, and fishing. And when I looked at those, I noticed, hey, in 2021, guess what? They all grew. They didn't grow as much as they did in 2020, but they all grew. In fact, outdoor participation grew about 2.2% in 2021, which is pretty amazing considering that we grew about 5% in 2020 alone. So we went from about 155 million participants to 165 million participants in just 2 years. We're going to keep watching that as time goes on. And one of the things that we're going to be keeping a close eye on are demographics. I don't know if, how familiar any of you are with what's going on with the demographics in the United States, but demographics are accelerating or shifting, and that shift is accelerating. In fact, by about 2045, census predicts that no one ethnic group will have a majority anywhere. So we've got a problem in outdoor, because in outdoor we've got a lack of diversity. In fact, in the general population, about 58% right now of the population identifies as white. About 72% of outdoor participants identify as white. So we've got a big diversity problem. We've got a big diversity problem in our workforce. If you're interested in working outdoor, now's the time. And about 20% of our workforce is BIPOC. That's Black, Indigenous, and persons of color. So we're not doing as well as we need to do in terms of diversity, and we're working very hard on that trend, working to make sure that we're attracting BIPOC employees into the workforce, because if you don't have the right mix of people in your workforce, no matter what you're trying to do, if they don't match your target market, you're not going to be successful in your marketing campaigns, and you're not going to be successful in your sales. And that's the thing that's really worrying outdoors, that if we don't diversify, there's a chance, if we do the math and project forward to 2045 and 2060, as census does, that we could actually lose 10% of our participant base. So we could be down to 40% of the population if we don't focus on this change, and we definitely don't want to see outdoor sales decrease, and we definitely don't want to see support for public lands potentially decrease as our participant base decreases. So we're working very hard to diversify the participant base and the outdoor workforce. Some of the other trends we're watching are trends involving workforce. We think that in addition to the lack of options and just a general sense of safety in the outdoors during the pandemic, that changes to work arrangements from the normalized working in the office 5 days a week to a more flexible environment, especially during COVID, when about at least half of the workforce that could work remotely was working remotely. We're watching that because that trend is not necessarily reversing with the end of the pandemic. And it's arguable that we're in the pandemic or not. So we're watching the workforce trends very, very closely, because we saw really, really credible indicators telling us that weekday participation was up by a significant percentage during the pandemic and continues to be up. And we think that one of the reasons for that are flexible work arrangements. One of the other trends that we're watching, and it's this is, you can arguably not call this more of a problem than a trend, but inflation is going to affect our market. In May, the annual inflation rate rose to 8.6%. That's the highest it's been since 1991. That means that on average, people have about 9% less income to dispose of at the end of the month. We're also looking at a 30% increase in gas and oil, which means that you're paying a whole lot more at the pump, further draining your disposable income, and the higher cost of housing. So we're watching all of the economic indicators, but those specifically to monitor what's going on with Americans' ability to spend their money on what they enjoy. And inflation is going to get in the way of that. We're also watching some fun trends. We're watching trends that include things like coastal grandmother, where people pretty much just dress up like a coastal grandmother. And it's not just older women, it's younger women dressing basically, like think of somebody like, I don't know, Diane Keaton and Something's Gotta Give. We're watching also trends like cottagecore, that's sort of a homespun aesthetic, the boho aesthetic, which is the fact that we're always going to have hippies, and gorpcore, where urban citizens are dressing up in very technical outdoor wear just to go to Starbucks. So we're keeping an eye on that too. We're going to keep our eye on all of these trends throughout the year. In fact, OIA members will be able to download the Summer Outdoor Market Intelligence Report in about 3 weeks. Additionally, we have deep participation data. So if you want to look at any of those 53 outdoor categories and explore what they've been doing since 2007 in terms of count or percentage or demographics, we can give you access to all of that. If you have any questions about outdoor, please feel free to contact me. I'm Kelly Davis at the Outdoor Industry Association, and that's my summary for today. Thanks, Brandon.
Oh, that is so awesome. Okay, so this is the second time in 2 weeks I've heard coastal grandmother.
It's weird, isn't it? Coastal grandmother's funny, but I looked in the mirror the other day and I went, oh no, oh my God, I am a coastal grandmother. I had a glass of wine. I was dressed in khakis and a black shirt. I went, uh-oh, you know what else is in? Birkenstocks. And I happen to have those too, man. I am finally rocking the high style, Brandon.
That is awesome. Oh, I loved all those little tips and the things that just seemed like they were so logical are actually happening, right? I love the fact that because we do have here at Promo Corner, we have a very flexible work schedule. As long as you get your work done, you can do what else you want to do, even if it's a Tuesday, right? And so it's been really fun and really nice to be able to get out there and do some amazing things. The team over at Promo Corner, we actually had a sales meeting down in Puerto Rico, and we did a bunch of stuff outside. It wasn't just try to find a boardroom and stay there and be, secluded. It was very much to get outside and enjoy life a little bit, because work doesn't have to be like that. So I really hope that trend comes around. I know and thank you so much for talking about the down things that are happening, the gas prices, inflation, all that stuff. But look at all the amazing things that are happening and going on and getting people outside. So that is really cool. We have a couple of comments here. Rich Graham loved your comment on wet and dirty. He feels seen. So that is fantastic. And yeah, guys, if you want to learn more a little bit about what Outdoor Industry Association is, that's the website. And actually, I'm going to have Kelly tell us a little bit more about the Outdoor Foundation.
So the Outdoor Industry Association and Outdoor Foundation are actually separate entities. They're under the same umbrella, but the Outdoor Foundation is our not-for-profit. And what the Outdoor Foundation does, and by the way, I'm the research director for the Outdoor Foundation too. So I get a couple full-time jobs while I'm at it. The Outdoor Foundation runs a program called Thrive Outside. We have 12 communities across the country, including places like DC, Chicago, Minnesota, Seattle, San Diego, that are working on the ground to build communities that get kids outside, right? So what we do is we fund a backbone of a community that basically is funded to harness all of the resources, program resources in the community that help get children outside. And we're funding the idea that collective action can maximize impacts. And we've got last year we served about 16,000 kids during the pandemic. We thought that was an excellent figure, and we're only expanding. So we're working to get more kids outside, especially kids that traditionally don't have access to the outdoors, because they live in an environment that was built to discourage outdoor participation. It was built to encourage them to stay indoors, and the environment may or may not be safe to be outdoors in. But there are a lot of different programs out there that are working to solve those problems, working to open access to everyone to the outdoors, because really the outdoors is not an amenity. It's there for everybody.
Oh, guys, take that quote away from this speech. The outdoors is not an amenity. It's for everyone. That is so awesome. We talked a little bit before. I'm born and raised in Northern Colorado. We had every type of outdoor environment you could imagine, and every season and everything. And I feel so fortunate that I grew up in that area, because I have experienced a blizzard, a flood, high altitude, low altitude, sand, rock, mountain biking, rollerblading, golfing, skiing, all in the same day. Right. And so it's just, I feel fortunate. I hope that there's a bunch of people that live in areas that may not be able to experience all that stuff, have the ability to get out and do those things. And there's some really cool outdoor activities. You don't have to go climb a 14,000 foot mountain to get outdoors. Nope. One of my favorite programs, I don't know if you guys have anything to do with it, but this Rails to Trails program that I'm seeing in a bunch of states is so awesome.
It's cool, right?
Oh, I love that.
Me too.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, Kelly, thank you so much. I could sit here and talk about being outside. Like, I got my blinds closed because it's about 1,000,000 degrees here in Austin, Texas, and I'm inside the air conditioning. But I sweated out this weekend and played some golf in 101 degrees. So I got outside.
You, my friend, are a hardy soul. I'm gonna ruin my hair with a helmet and go ride an e-longboard that goes about 35 miles an hour right now.
Yes.
Looking like a coastal grandmother.
Yes. There it is. That is awesome. You guys, thank you so much for watching this. Kelly, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and speaking to us about some realistic stuff that is going on out there that we can apply to our industry so that we can get the right products to our customers so that they can go out and enjoy the outdoors as well.
That's awesome. Cool. And you know, I have a lot of consumer intelligence. If you're trying to get into the market, you should probably give me a call.
That is awesome. I'm going to throw her email address up here one more time, and that's actually going to do it. We're going to be back up here at 2:00 Eastern with some van life with Quinn Bowie, and he's always fun to talk to. So, all right. Thank you so much, you guys. We'll see you soon.